As a supporting female character, Candy was dumped by the rich second-generation guy right at the beginning. The reason was that he wanted to get back together with his ex. In this life, she decided not to be submissive anymore. After all, she's the master of her own fate. She first knocked out the system with one punch. Then she demanded a $50 million check from the rich second-generation guy. After that, she went to pursue his father. With these moves towards the first-generation rich guy, even I, the editor, have to give her a thumbs up. The story begins on the day of the breakup. In the coffee shop, the rich second-generation guy, Lung Ziyue, was sitting across from Candy. Lung Ziyue opened his mouth with a somewhat guilty look. "You're a good girl. I don't want to hurt you. I thought your goodness was enough to make me forget him. But until the day Chi-Chi came back, I realized I couldn't forget. Let's break up. Puppy, I understand this is a big blow to you. Fill in this check yourself. Consider it my compensation. I hope you'll be happy even without me. What the hell kind of fairy tale plot is this? Do you deserve to be dumped right at the beginning? And the reason is actually getting back with an ex." Seeing Candy not speaking, Lung Ziyue continued, "If you need anything else, I'll do it if I can." Unexpectedly, Candy suddenly smiled mischievously, then put on an innocent expression. "Really anything?" This question startled Lung Ziyue. "I know it's not anything, but if you want to make unreasonable demands hoping to win me back, I won't agree." Tang Guang took the opportunity to take the check in her hand. "Can I fill in any amount?" Lung Ziyue, seeing her relaxed demeanor, felt very nervous. "Little Gua seems a bit off today. She loves me too deeply. I've hurt her." Hoping the check would comfort her, he handed over the pen. After taking it, Candy wrote down the huge sum of $50 million with a flourish. However, at this moment, time suddenly froze. The system suddenly popped up and issued a warning. "Host, you've broken character. You're a cannon fodder supporting character. According to your character setting, you should throw the check in Lung Ziyue's face. Say tearfully, 'You're not this kind of person,' and then run out crying. You haven't turned evil yet." Hearing this, Candy directly slapped it. "In previous worlds, I've always seriously walked the path a supporting character should. But in the end, what did I get? Betrayal. Why must supporting characters be abused by the male and female leads? In this world, I'll live only for myself. I don't care if you're happy or not." At this moment, the system was terrified and began to plead frantically. "Host, calm down." However, Candy had made up her mind. Time resumed flowing. Lung Ziyue curiously asked, "Little Gua, how much did you fill in?" $50 million. Didn't you tell me to fill it in? What? Are you reluctant? Lung Ziyue broke out in a cold sweat. "No, I'm not reluctant. It's just that $50 million is a large amount. It might not be possible to cash it all. You should be able to cash about $30 million. Hearing this, Candy thought for a moment. "No problem. Then write me a check for $30 million and an IOU for another $20 million. Under the influence of guilt, Lung Ziyue could only obey. He thought since he couldn't give her love, he could only compensate her with money. After receiving the IOU, Candy excitedly stood up. "I'm leaving. Remember to pay the bill after you finish drinking." After she left, the system was still muttering around Candy. "Host, you've really gone crazy. As a competent system, I must warn you. You'd better complete the task properly. Host, what you're doing is wrong. You're a cannon fodder supporting character. What you should be doing now is being heartbroken from the breakup, locking yourself at home, silently following Lung Ziyue and Lu Qi's loving relationship. I'm warning you, you'd better follow the script, and you'd better not crash the world again. Otherwise, I'll be erased one day." However, Candy ignored it completely. She directly took a taxi to the entertainment district and even threatened the system with suicide. After all, if she as the host dies, the system would have to start over too. After subduing the system this way, Candy arrived at the entertainment district. She first went to a bar. Amidst the admiring comments about her looks from those around, she slowly approached the resident singer. Faced with the singer's inquiry, she said she suddenly felt like singing. Seeing how beautiful she was, the resident singer immediately offered to accompany her. After Candy took the microphone, she quickly revealed a clear voice. This voice was so ethereal it made people feel intoxicated. It quickly attracted the attention of the entire venue. Even Lung Rue, the first-generation rich, was among them. He was holding a glass of wine, sizing up Candy. Candy also noticed his presence. The reason she came here was because of the original plot hint. She had premeditated to attract his attention. Obviously, Lung Rue's reaction showed he took the bait. Candy revealed a smug smile. But this terrified the system. "Host, what are you doing?" "He's the father of the male lead, Lung Ziyue. Candy didn't pay attention. Her singing suddenly stopped. Then she apologized to the audience, saying her throat was a bit uncomfortable, so she wouldn't continue singing. Lung Rue, who had been immersed in her singing, was suddenly pulled back to reality. He looked a bit disappointed. At this moment, a beautiful woman came up to him with a glass of wine. "Mr. Lung, I hadn't finished singing earlier. If Mr. Lung likes to listen outside, I'll sing outside. I've even brought your wine glass for you." Lung Rue looked back and immediately noticed there was something else mixed in the wine glass. He snorted coldly, took the glass, and then crushed it against his chest with a bang. The beautiful woman was so scared she collapsed on the ground. Lung Rue picked up a glass shard and held it to the woman's chin. "You should thank the woman who sang earlier. I don't want to see blood now." After saying this, he threw away the shard and walked out. The woman on the ground felt very remorseful. "Why was I so foolish to try to drug him? If I offend this man, my future is ruined." Later, back in the VIP room, Lung Rue asked his subordinate, "Have you found the woman who sang earlier?" The subordinate looked confused. "Mr. Lung, she left after getting off stage. If I had known you would look for her, I would have definitely had someone keep her. I'll send people to search now." Unexpectedly, Lung Rue waved his hand. "No need. My people will find her." Sure enough, not long after, Candy was brought before Lung Rue. Looking at her, Lung Rue thought, "This woman's voice can relax me. She might make a good sleeping pill." Then he calmly took a puff of his cigarette and said, "Do you want to be Mrs. Lung? Or do you want fame and fortune? If it's the former, I'll throw you out to feed the sharks." Hearing this, Candy immediately showed a look of disgust. Then she muttered softly, "It turns out to be the big CEO character setting, and even a hidden dark boss." Then she sat down directly next to Lung Rue and hooked her arm around his. "Shouldn't we discuss compensation first? To protect me, you broke down my door. Look how pitiful it is." As Lung Rue pushed her away, he told her, "From now on, you'll live here. How long you can stay depends on your ability. When you leave here, you'll get the reward you want. Now is your time to state your conditions." Candy wisely sat back down. Then she calmly said, "I want to be a singer. You must support me without reservation. I want to be famous not just nationally, but worldwide. If anyone tries to sabotage me, you have to retaliate. If anyone tries to steal my opportunities, you have to steal them back. If anyone has ill intentions towards me, you must break their 3 legs. In short, whatever I ask you to do, you do it." Faced with these outrageous conditions, Lung Rue suddenly grabbed her neck. Then he let go. Changing to a caress, he said, "I accept your conditions, but only while you're living in the villa. I can help you fulfill your wishes during that time." Candy wasn't scared by his actions. Instead, she asked, "Is that all requirements?" Lung Rue withdrew his hand and added, "Except for becoming Mrs. Lung." Hearing this, Candy burst out laughing. Then she suddenly hooked her arm around Lung Rue's neck. She came close to his ear and provocatively asked, "Sleeping doesn't count as becoming Mrs. Lung, right?" Faced with the flirtation, Lung Rue forcefully removed Candy's arm. "Now it's my turn to make demands. I want to hear you sing. When I want to hear you sing, you must sing for me anytime, anywhere. I want to fall asleep to your singing before bed. Now, go to my room and sing me to sleep." Seeing that the cooperation was reached and her goal achieved, Candy wisely followed him back to his room. Then she smiled and started her service. "Sugar Daddy, what song do you want to hear?" However, he didn't reply because he fell asleep as soon as he lay down. But it must be said, Candy was still professional. She then released her melodious voice. This made Lung Rue sleep even deeper. The next morning, Lung Rue handed over a contract. "Sign your name. From today, you're a singer under Xingyin Music. A manager has been chosen and will take you to Xingyin tomorrow." Candy was very happy seeing this. As expected of a sugar daddy, Lung Rue also praised her. Last night's song was very good. He thought, "I rarely had such a good sleep last night. I can keep this woman for a while." Just then, Lung Ziyue suddenly walked in. "Dad, why haven't you gone to the company yet today?" Luckily, I asked He Qing. Otherwise, I would have gone to the company for nothing. However, before he could reply, Candy's voice suddenly came from the side. "The contract looks fine, I'll sign it." Lung Ziyue instinctively turned to look. He was stunned on the spot. "Little fruit, why are you here? And in pajamas? Has she become my dad's woman?" At this moment, Lung Rue suddenly asked, "Why did you come back today? To ask for money?" When Lung Ziyue faced him, He stammered and couldn't speak. He thought, indeed, I'm still very afraid of him. After all, he got a vasectomy after adopting me. If he's so harsh on himself, let alone others. Did I hurt Little Fruit's heart too deeply? Just as he thought this, Lung Rue asked again, "You're not here to ask for money?" Lung Zue suddenly reacted, saying he was indeed here to ask for money, and it was 20 million. Hearing this, Lung Rue directly threw over a check. "Next time you want money, be direct. Don't be wishy-washy." Then he stood up and told Candy, "You can rest today. Don't go anywhere else. I'll come back early tonight. If needed, I'll send someone to pick you up anytime." After instructing, he turned and left. These strange words directly stunned Lung Ziyue. So, to become a singer, has Little Fruit really become my dad's woman? And the on-call type at that. Realizing this, he approached Candy. "Little Fruit, even if you hate me, you shouldn't degrade yourself like this." Candy didn't reply, but instead asked, "Now that you've got the money, shouldn't you pay me back?" He wisely handed over the check. "This was for you anyway. Little Fruit, my dad isn't a good person. He'll throw you out of the villa in a few days. You'd better make plans early." Faced with his warning, Candy didn't take it to heart. After confirming the check, she stood up proudly. She walked straight upstairs. Seeing this, Lung Ziyue was very worried and shouted behind her, "Little ghost, don't be reckless in the future. After you leave my dad, come find me. If you want to be a singer, I'll help you." Hearing this, Candy turned back with a smile. "No need. Your dad is much better than you. Handsome, rich, and with the charm of a mature man. Very attractive." Just then, Lung Ziyue's girlfriend called him. After answering, an urgent voice came through. "Ziyue, where are you?" Lung Ziyue instinctively covered the phone. "I'm home. Chi-Chi, is something wrong?" After Candy confirmed the caller's identity, she suddenly smiled mischievously and asked coyly, "Ziyue, who's calling you? Do you have a little fairy outside?" This sentence directly confused Lung Ziyue. Soon, a roar came from the phone. "Lung Ziyue, who is that? You've really disappointed me. I thought you were different. I didn't expect that Lu Chi would end up being blind." Frightened, Lung Ziyue hurriedly explained, but the other side had already hung up. Seeing him in such a panic, Candy really felt vindicated. Then she stretched and went upstairs to prepare for the semifinals. A few days later, Lung Ziyue finally appeased Lu Chi and brought her to the semifinals venue. As they walked into the hall arm in arm, exclamations about Lu Chi immediately surrounded them. "Wow, she's so beautiful. Is she a singer? I don't think I've seen her before. Is she also here for the semifinals?" But Lu Chi's gaze wasn't on him, instead noticing Candy nearby. At this moment, the manager was hesitantly sizing up Lu Chi, telling Candy, "That's the Lu family's daughter, just returned from studying abroad. Before going abroad, she was already a musical prodigy. She's your biggest rival this time. The Lu family also has many connections in this circle. Although I know you have backing, it's still best not to conflict with her if unnecessary." However, just as he was speaking, Lu Chi came directly to Candy. "Miss Tang, we still have 20 minutes. Let's talk privately." Candy looked at her relaxed expression. "Sure, but who are you?" Hearing this, Lu Chi's expression turned unpleasant. "Miss Tang, you should know who I am." Candy put on an innocent face. "Strange, sister, I don't think we've met." The word sister almost gave Lu Chi internal injuries. Just then, Lung Ziyue walked over. "Little Fruit, even if you hate me, Chi-Chi hasn't done anything bad to you. Can't you speak nicely? Let me be clear today. It's all my fault. To say something that might hurt you. I only saw you as Chi-Chi's shadow. If there was no Chi-Chi. Besides, I've given you all the compensation. From now on, please don't interfere with my relationship with Chi-Chi." Candy looked up at him. "True gold fears no fire. If you two are truly in love, you wouldn't fear a stumbling block like me." At this moment, Lu Chi suddenly stepped forward. "Miss Tang, do you really intend to be so persistent?" she said, holding onto Lung Ziyue's arm. "Let me advise you, ruining others' relationships won't end well for you." Faced with the threat, Candy stood up directly. "You two are a good match. Don't worry, I have zero interest in Lung Ziyue. I found a man 100 times better than Lung Ziyue. Young people should get along well. A relationship without setbacks isn't true love. I have high hopes for you too." These words left Lung Ziyue gritting his teeth in anger. Is he speaking like an elder? Does he really want to be my stepmother? At this time, Lu Qi quickly comforted Ziyue. I believe you. Yesterday, he must have said that out of resentment. It's about to start. Let's go in too. Soon, the semi-final selection began. I have to say this Lu Qi did have some skills. All three judges gave her nearly perfect scores. Then came Candy's finale performance. Though she had connections, she didn't hold back. As soon as she took the stage, she emitted a heavenly voice. In an instant, she conquered all three judges, achieving a perfect score. Other contestants in the audience cast envious glances. Her voice is so beautiful. If I lose to her, I'll be content. Even though we're competitors, I can't bring myself to dislike her. Even Lung Ziyue was immersed in it, angering Lu Qi, who glared and pushed him awake. Lung Ziyue awkwardly explained, Chi, today is her first time singing on stage. I really didn't expect her to sing so well. Hearing this, Lu Qi became serious. You mean she directly entered the semifinals? She thought, could it be some well-connected family's daughter? No, the socialite circle hasn't mentioned her. Thinking about this, she seemed to understand something, so she used connections. Then I'll add some heat to this pure angel. Soon, rumors about Candy having a sugar daddy and using connections went viral thanks to Lu Qi. People's praise for her instantly turned into criticism. Unexpectedly, this incident made not only Lu Qi happy, but also the system. It jumped in front of Candy, chattering nonstop. Host, so you really want to follow the plot. You wanted to show off, but because of Lu Qi's existence, you ended up embarrassed instead. Very fitting for a supporting character's fate. Candy ignored this idiot and sent a message directly to Lung Rue. Someone is spreading rumors and slandering me online, insulting me with extremely hurtful words. Now I'm mentally and emotionally devastated, almost at my breaking point. If you don't handle this issue soon, you might come home tonight to find a beautiful corpse. Lung Rue took this very seriously and immediately had his subordinates handle the matter. Soon, Xingyun Entertainment's official account issued a statement, clarifying that the rumors about Candy's sugar daddy were intentionally fabricated. Seeing the official statement, public opinion completely shifted in Candy's favor. Seeing the issue resolved, that night Candy excitedly approached Lung Rue and played a piece for him. Lung Rue quickly fell asleep and woke up feeling refreshed. At this time, Candy suddenly leaned close to his face. Sugar Daddy, you handled things very efficiently. I'm very satisfied. Besides listening to music, do you need any special services? She said flirtatiously. A breath of celestial air blew onto Lung Rue's face. However, the latter was very repulsed by her actions and immediately pushed Candy away. He even cursed, telling her to get lost. Candy smoothly sat on the desk and said coquettishly, Sugar Daddy, you have such a nice body. It's the kind that makes people fantasize just by looking. If it's so enticing with clothes on, I wonder what it's like without them. Such explicit words made Lung Rue very uncomfortable. Noticing this, Candy reached out to touch his chest. Sugar Daddy, you look so shy. It's really tempting. Suddenly, she stood up and moved aside. I just think Sugar Daddy is very handsome. I'm interested in your money and looks, not in the position of Mrs. Lung. To put it bluntly, I just want to sleep with you. After saying this, Kenny walked towards the door. All right, I'm leaving. Remember to think of me. If you have any special thoughts, you can send someone to pick me up. After Candy left, Lung Rue straightened his tie. He thought, how presumptuous to think she can sleep with me. If it weren't for her sleep-inducing singing, I should have thrown her out to feed the fish. After all, no woman can stay by my side for more than a month. Any woman singing loses its effect on me after a month at most. I'll just use her for a while, and soon she can disappear. On the other side, after Candy came out, Yu found her. The final is the day after tomorrow. Are you ready, Xiaogua? Don't forget, Lu Qi's skills are not just that little bit. Don't come crying to me if you lose to her then. Unexpectedly, Candy was very confident about this. I won't lose, especially not to her. Hearing this, Yu was very surprised. Listen, they've added 2 more judges for the final. I heard Lung Ziyue bribed these 2 judges to make Lu Qi win first place. Your situation is very dangerous. I heard these 2 want to enter the film industry. Young Master Lung controls the entire Xingyun film and TV. Who do you think they'll help? Lu Qi or you? However, Candy ignored his words completely, continuing to eat and drink as usual. But just then, Lung Ziyue brought Lu Qi into the dessert shop. Noticing this, Candy took the initiative to greet them. Lung Ziyue, you're interesting. Can't find a good place for a date? Or do you think this place is cheap and good value? Or is it just convenient and familiar? So you brought her here? Frightened, the system immediately paused time. Host, we agreed. You can't ruin the relationship between the male and female leads. Candy responded, I'm not ruining their relationship. True gold fears no fire. I'm setting up obstacles to deepen their relationship. Sure enough, Lu Qi was gritting her teeth in anger at these words. She looked back at Lung Ziyue behind her, as if saying, wouldn't it be better to go to a high-end cafe? Why come to this milk tea shop and run into this shameless woman Candy? To ease the awkwardness, Lung Ziyue cleared his throat and said, Xiaogua, do you have to talk like this? You used to be so innocent. Why have you become so jealous and money-grubbing now? I brought Chi-Chi to this milk tea shop because I think the taste here is very good. I wanted to share it with the woman I love. Lu Qi reacted quickly, playing along. Ziyue, it's okay. I won't let her drive a wedge between us. Afterwards, the two left the milk tea shop arm in arm. Candy watched their backs and asked the system, see how deeply in love they are? Without me, could they be so affectionate? The system was speechless. Host, are you serious? Lung Ziyue and Lu Qi seem to be more affectionate, but something feels off. In the evening, Candy sang for Lung Rue as usual, relieving his fatigue. This puzzled him greatly. Listening to her voice would make him fall asleep quickly, sleeping until the next morning. It had been over half a month, and this woman's voice still had a significant effect on him. She was different from other women. Just then, Candy started flirting with him again. Are you in a mood to do something else? I've been eyeing your body for a long time. This time, Lung Rue wasn't as irritable as before. He lifted Candy's chin and said, thick-skinned woman. Candy immediately acted obedient. Without thick skin, how can one eat meat? It's your fault, Lung Rue, for having such a good appearance. It makes people want to be with you all the time. Hearing this, Lung Rue's gaze became sharp. Do you know how sharks eat people? Candy responded coyly. Would you really bear to do that? Lung Rue reconsidered. This woman was still useful to him. He let go of Candy and began to analyze. Previous women liked my physique, money, or status, but on the surface, they said they only liked me as a person. How hypocritical. This woman is the first to openly state that she's interested in my power and body. She's quite bold. Thinking about this, Lung Rue suddenly changed the subject. Speak up. Isn't it your usual tactic to coax me before making requests? Candy seized the opportunity and moved closer. Lung Ziyue found two judges to help Lu Qi. They're going to sabotage me in the final. He's jealous that I sing better. He wants to use other means to deprive me of first place. If I don't get first place, especially through such underhanded methods, it will be a huge blow to my body and mind. I might never want to sing again. Lung Rue, seeing through her poor acting, immediately said he would handle it. Seeing her goal achieved, Candy dropped the act and started praising him. Lung Rue, you're truly a righteous hero. Lung Rue brushed off her hand. Next time, be direct with your requests. No need to beat around the bush. I've said I can fulfill any of your requests during the contract period. Go upstairs and sleep. As he stood up to leave, Lung Ziyue suddenly came looking for him. Dad, I have something to discuss with you. As he said this, he noticed Candy behind him. Seeing his surprised expression, Lung Rue immediately blocked his view and told him to go to the study to talk. He told Lung Ziyue to go to the study first. Candy directly hugged Lung Rue from behind. Don't worry, I only want you. You're more handsome, richer, and more charming. I'll wait for you to come back. After arriving in the study, Lung Zi eagerly asked, Dad, when will that woman move out? She's just like those other women. She's willing to sell anything to achieve her goals. You can play with her, but don't take her seriously. Today she acts obedient in front of you, but tomorrow she might be in someone else's arms. Lung Rue told him, Don't call me old man, and just glared at him. Then he calmly lit a cigarette. What did you want to see me about? Lung Ziyue immediately stated his request. Dad, I want to sign Chi-Chi to Xingyin Music. Chi-Chi has great potential. If the company is willing to invest resources in her, there definitely won't be any losses. Hearing this, Lung Rue looked up at him. You can arrange it yourself. If you can't even do this much, don't bother with Xingyin Film. Lung Ziyue clearly didn't come to hear this attitude. Dad, if you speak up, before he could finish, Lung Rue suddenly interrupted. What do I care about your woman? You want to promote some woman, and you need your old man to help? Is that all you're capable of? Seeing his father about to leave, Lung Ziyue quickly tried to stop him. Dad, that woman is just a gold digger. But before he could finish, Lung Rue gave him a murderous look. He was clearly angry. Lung Ziyue didn't dare say anything more. That night, Lung Rui was acting strange. Candy sang 3 songs in a row, but couldn't lull him to sleep. Lung Rui looked at Candy, thinking, even if this woman leaves me in the future, countless men will be willing to support her. At this moment, Candy leaned in curiously. Lung Rui, have you changed your mind? Besides listening to songs, do you want to do something else? Faced with her flirtation, Lung Rui remained calm. The final is tomorrow. You've been in this villa for over half a month. No woman has ever stayed here for more than a month. Candy looked at him, resting her chin on her hand. So, what are you trying to say? Lung Rui took out a document from the side. You've done well during this time. This is the latest contract from Xingyun Music, and I'm giving you a villa. Consider it your payment. From the beginning, Lung Rui never intended to let this woman stay in the villa for more than a month. He didn't allow exceptions, especially since this woman was pushing his boundaries. That night, Lung Rui had a strange dream. In the dream, Candy was hugging a sleazy old man, smugly telling him, Lung Rui, this is my new sugar daddy. He says he'll make me famous nationwide, worldwide. Candy said, pointing to a group of people nearby. Oh, Lung Rui, see those men over there? If anyone speaks ill of me, they'll all help me get revenge. Seeing this scene, Lung Rui woke up startled. Why would I have such a strange dream? Confused, he looked at Candy sleeping beside him. This woman has indeed affected me. After tomorrow's final, I'll have her move out. And so, the day of the melodious voice final competition arrived. In the waiting room, Candy encountered Lu Qi again. As usual, she went over to greet her. Lu Qi noticed and spoke first. I wonder what place Miss Tang is aiming for today. My goal today is to win first place. Hearing this, Candy's face showed disdain. Don't even think about it. First place is mine. If I wasn't here, your idea might be possible. But don't be disappointed. Although you're 2 years older than me, you're still young. There will be other opportunities. This retort nearly made Lu Qi lose her composure. Miss Tang, you shouldn't speak so confidently. You might end up with a sore face later. Just then, a reporter interjected, Lu Qi, Candy, has something unpleasant happened between you two? Or is it because you're competitors that you don't get along? To this, Lu Qi displayed her perfect public image. No, we get along very well. It might seem like we're at odds to outsiders, but we're just competing for singing. There's no personal grudge involved. Besides, Candy and I don't have any personal issues. I quite like her. After hearing this, the reporter turned to Candy. Candy, is this true? The latter agreed with Lu Qi's words but added, but you guessed one thing right. I don't really like her. These words not only infuriated Lu Qi, but also shocked the reporter. Candy, you express your thoughts so bluntly. Aren't you afraid of losing fans? Or do you not care about your fans? At this moment, Lu Qi felt smug inside. This was truly a case of shooting oneself in the foot. Unexpectedly, Candy remained calm. My fans should like to reel me even more. If I act too gracious and one day suddenly reveal that I actually really dislike Lu Qi, they would definitely think they've been following a fake persona. Since it will be exposed sooner or later, I might as well express my thoughts from the start. But I didn't expect that Lu Qi still finds me quite agreeable. It sounds like she even likes me a bit. I'm truly flattered. These words immediately darkened Lu Qi's face. What's with this sarcasm? It's clear that from now on, I can't express any dislike towards her. Otherwise, I'll be labeled as fake. However, Candy continued, I hope that in the future, those who listen to my songs and like them will understand what kind of person I am. I'm not a perfect person in front of everyone. If you can accept this, Candy, then please feel free to like me. Don't hold back. Hearing this, the reporter turned the camera to Lu Qi. Do you mind Candy treating you this way? How do you feel right now? At this moment, Lu Qi could only pretend to be gracious. Candy's directness makes me like her even more. I don't know why she dislikes me, but I don't mind. However, from her steps as she left, it was clear that even though Lu Qi was furious, she was still maintaining her so-called perfect image. After she went on stage, just like last time, she again achieved an almost perfect score. When she returned backstage, she gloated in front of Candy. It's your turn. Miss Tang, good luck. I wonder if you'll still be smiling when you come back. Candy ignored her and walked straight onto the stage. She then sang a song called Fallen World. True to its name, Candy's voice swept away her previous beautiful style, transforming into a heartbreaking sound. With the emotional singing, the entire venue fell silent. In the waiting room, Lung Ziyue was also captivated. He even started to doubt himself. Why does my heart hurt so much? Did I make Candy suffer like this? It's all my fault. I plunged her into darkness. Lu Qi noticed his unusual behavior. Ziyue, what's wrong? Are you feeling unwell? Lung Ziyue wiped the tears from the corner of his eyes. Chi-Chi, do you think I was wrong to treat her like that? Should I have never approached her in the first place? Hearing this, Lu Chi's heart skipped a beat. Why is Ziyue so concerned about this substitute? This can't happen. I can't let her steal Lung Ziyue. She then suggested they go for a walk together. While Lung Ziyue agreed, he was still marveling at how terrifying Candy was, making him fall into her emotions. She's truly a dangerous woman. Meanwhile, under Candy's performance, everyone in the venue was mesmerized. Even after she finished, they were still immersed in the song. Candy had to say, "Everyone, are you planning to sleep here? Is your daily work too tiring? Are you exhausted?" With this reminder, people finally snapped out of it. Accompanied by thunderous applause, the judges once again gave her a perfect score. At this, Kenny thought to herself, "It's good I chose to rely on Lung Rue. How could Lung Ziyue's resources compare to his father's?" At this moment, someone raised a question. "Candy, why don't you seem excited at all?" To this, Candy calmly stated, "Because I believed I would get first place. I've already been excited about it." Meanwhile, Lu Chi, who hadn't left yet, learned about Candy's perfect score. "How can it be a perfect score? Ziyue, didn't you arrange something?" Lung Ziyue could only console her. "Chi-Chi, it's okay if you lost. You have real talent. You still have many plans ahead. Don't let this affect your future performance." Clearly, Lu Chi wasn't so easily fooled. "Today, she just took my first place. What about in the future? Do you think she'll let me off? She just wants to snatch you away from me." These words made Lung Ziyue doubt as well. Is that so? Is that what Little Fruit is thinking? At this moment, Candy came off stage to the waiting room. Lu Chi walked straight up to her. "Candy, the first place you got through those means won't last long. I know you're not satisfied because Ziyue chose me in the end, so you want to take revenge on me. One day, everyone will know your true face. Even if you have powerful backing, they won't support you forever. Let me give you one last piece of advice. Ziyue Mina, don't even think about it." She left angrily. Watching her behavior, Candy directly said, "Idiot, don't you think this female lead has fallen apart?" The system was also speechless. "Isn't it because you provoked her?" Host, I know in previous worlds, the supporting roles you took on had tragic endings. But you can't bring that to the next world. Can't you just live well? Candy shrugged. "I am living well. I didn't provoke her. She came to me. You have to be reasonable. I didn't actively harm her." The system was speechless. "You didn't actively provoke her, but you took her first place in melodious voice. If it weren't for you, she would be famous by now." Host, you've now ruined her first resource, causing her to be less outstanding than in the original plot. Even her personality has somewhat fallen apart. Candy disagreed. "Not getting first place means she's not good enough. I won against her. That's my ability. Do you admit it or not? I am indeed better than her. Isn't that enough? I can't let her win just because she's the female lead. I have a clear conscience. After all, I want to live well too." That night, when Candy returned to Lung Rue's place, she saw 2 suitcases. A servant told her, "Miss Tang, the master said you don't need to enter the villa. Your luggage has been packed. The driver is waiting over there. Where does Miss Tang want to stay now? We can have the driver take you there." Hearing this, the system started gloating. "Host, see? This is the fate of a supporting character. Your sugar daddy has kicked you out now. I told you from the beginning not to provoke him. Look now, he's kicked you out without a word. Your plans have fallen through." The system was very surprised by this turn of events. "Host, have some shame, will you? Don't you know that man? He doesn't like women. He only likes listening to songs." To this, Candy remained calm and confident, stating, "Lung Rue, he can't bear to part with me. In a year, countless women have lived in that villa. At most, they don't stay beyond a month. You haven't even been here a month. You're not Lung Rue's special case." Candy didn't reply to this. Instead, she called Yu. "Sister Yu, I have some troubles I hope you can help me with. Help me record a few of my own songs and upload them to the most popular singing app now. Let people know my songs first. Once the show airs, I won't need to promote myself. The fans on that app will promote for me." Yu readily agreed to this. She then wished Candy well. "Little Fruit, you have real talent. Don't push your luck." Soon after Melodious Voice aired, thanks to Yu's promotion, audiences had already become familiar with Candy on the music platform. With the addition of Candy's championship in Melodious Voice, her popularity instantly exploded. Not only did she dominate Weibo's hot search, but but her fans also skyrocketed to 10 million. Upon learning this news, Yu excitedly called Candy. "You've made it big. Do you know that? My phone has been ringing nonstop since yesterday. What's your next plan?" Candy quickly gave her next instructions. "Sister Yu, I need invitations to high-class parties. The only requirement is that Lung Rue must be at these parties." This was clearly not difficult for Yu. She quickly got the invitations. At the party, after Lung Rue arrived, Candy immediately performed a piece. Her melodious voice instantly captivated everyone present. After the performance, the host couldn't stop praising her. Miss Tang's voice is indeed unique. Inviting Miss Tang was definitely the right choice. I wonder if Miss Tang could grace us with her presence at the next party. Clearly, everything Candy did was for Lung Rue to see, and the latter had obviously taken the bait. Immediately after, countless socialites began vying to express their admiration for Candy. At that moment, Lung Rue recalled his previous dream, remembering Candy flaunting a bunch of sugar daddies to him. Thinking of this, he showed disgust on his face, then downed his red wine in one gulp and left the party. Before getting in the car, a balding man came to greet him. "Mr. Lung, leaving already?" The latter politely nodded. The balding man didn't bother him further, but instead asked the host nearby, "Where's that little beauty? I saw her on TV before and was completely fascinated. It's a pity I never had the chance to meet her in person." The host fawned. "Don't worry, Mr. Lee. She won't be leaving tonight. If Mr. Lee wants to do something later, it won't be difficult at all." Upon hearing this, the balding man showed a lecherous expression. "If she didn't avoid all shows, would I have waited this long? Later, I want to hear her sing while getting intimate. I wonder what that would be like. Let her sing that final song, Fallen World." Lung Rue in the car naturally understood their intentions. However, he had no intention of interfering, but he was still curious about the mentioned Fallen World. That was mentioned. After listening for 5 minutes, he immediately ordered the driver to turn back. On the way, he imagined a scene of Candy being assaulted. Confused, he felt very frustrated. "This woman is gradually controlling my emotions." Soon, he arrived with a group of bodyguards at the balding man's room door. Then he kicked the door open. However, the scene inside surprised him. The balding man was tied up on the bed, while Candy was leisurely drinking wine nearby. Seeing him enter, Candy spoke first. "Lung Rue, you really know how to take advantage. You do nothing but want to watch the show." She handed over her wine glass. "Want a drink?" Lung Rue took it and drank it all at once. Then he said, "I will continue to support you. Make you famous worldwide." Seeing his actions, Candy started to speak sarcastically. "I heard Lung Rue doesn't eat leftovers. Women who move out of the villa have no chance to return." At this moment, Lung Rue suddenly moved close to her face, grabbing her chin. "You're not grass. You're medicine, poison." Candy looked into his eyes. "Then aren't you afraid I'll poison you to death? But I don't want to go back to the villa with you. Your previous behavior made me very angry. It's always been me discarding things I don't want, not being discarded by others." Seeing that she wouldn't give him an easy way out, Lung Rue began to threaten. "Do you want to be thrown into the sea to feed the sharks?" To this, Candy surprisingly compromised. "All right, sugar daddy, let's go. Weren't you going to promote me?" Lung Rue observed her expression. "You don't look happy. You went to all this trouble tonight. Wasn't this your goal all along?" At this moment, he was very confused inside. "I clearly know it's this woman's scheme, yet I'm still falling for it. I'm becoming more and more abnormal." Candy frankly admitted to this. "Yes, I did it on purpose, because I don't like being thrown away. Don't throw me away next time. You heard gorgeous. So, sugar daddy, you threw me away once. You've already made an unforgivable mistake. I'll pay you back when I have the chance. Let you experience the feeling of being discarded too. But anyway, why did you come back? Were you afraid something might happen to me? Do you have feelings for me now?" Faced with these questions, Lung Rue didn't reply. Instead, he led her out of the room. He also instructed his subordinates to clean up. Just like that, the two reached an agreement again, returning to their initial mode of interaction. One day, while watching TV together, Candy suddenly pointed at the screen and said, "Lung Rue, I want to participate in this show. I want to be a guest judge, the kind that evaluates and scores them." Hearing this, Lung Rue looked up and saw Lu Qi on the TV. Seeing him not responding, Candy immediately started feeding him. "Why aren't you agreeing?" After taking a bite, Lung Rue pushed her aside. "Stop teasing. I agree." It turned out that Lu Qi was participating in a show called Child of Music. With Lung Rue's maneuvering, Candy directly became a judge on the show. Seeing this, Lu Qi tensed up. "How did she come here? and she's even a judge. As soon as she appeared, the other contestants tactfully started praising Candy. Then the selection began. Lucci had hoped to make a comeback through the show, but due to Candy's presence, her performance was off. Even the system couldn't bear to watch. Host, you're clearly a supporting character. Why are you overshadowing the female lead's aura? Candy still called it idiot. You're being unreasonable now. Did I target her? It's not my fault she didn't perform well. The system was left speechless by these soul-searching questions. Just then, there was a knock on the door. Hello, Xiao Tang. I'm Chen Yuesheng, the show's executive director. Next, there's a segment where guests perform live. Do you have any issues with that? Hearing this, Candy said that for any singing-related segments, Director Chun could arrange as he wished. She had no objections. At this moment, Chen Yuesheng was thinking, she's very famous recently, but what's her relationship with Lung Rue? Why did Lung Rue ask me to pay special attention to her? Then he spoke, nowadays, people like Xiao Tang who focus on making music are rare. If you have any difficulties in the future, you can come to me. Great, thank you, Director Chen. To be honest, I do have something. I wrote quite a few songs recently and am preparing to release an album, but I don't have any professionals around me. Director Chen specializes in music, so I wanted to ask for your help. I even brought these songs with me today. You're the senior here. Please listen and see if there's anything lacking. After Chen Yuesheng listened for a while, he showed a delighted expression. Candy is truly a genius. He reached out his hand, saying, Xiao Tang, I want to collaborate with you on releasing an album. Candy readily agreed to the invitation. However, Lucci saw everything from outside the door. She took out her phone and secretly photographed it all, vowing angrily in her heart, I'll definitely ruin you. After the show's recording was completed, Chen Yuesheng called Lung Rue. This Xiao Tang is truly a genius in the music industry. You've recommended a real treasure to me. Let's have dinner together someday. I must thank you properly. After all this praise, Lung Rue's feelings were quite complex. He looked at Candy beside him. Noticing his gaze, she immediately clung to his arm. Why are you staring at me like that? Suddenly interested in me. Yesterday you asked me to recommend you to Chen Yuesheng. Today he wants to collaborate with you. I forgot to ask you, how did you know I was familiar with Chen Yuesheng? What else don't I know about you? He thought to himself, this woman is approaching me step by step, making me interested in her. She seems to know my weaknesses too. Every step she takes seems carefully planned. Can he push him away? You're really not a gentleman. If it were another man, he might have wanted to do something by now. But you're probably thinking about throwing me into the sea to feed sharks someday. At this moment, the system jumped out again to express dissatisfaction. Host, why are you so at ease using people? And why did you try to attract Chen Yuesheng's attention? Candy told it. Chen Yuesheng should be the person standing behind the female lead, helping her. The system got more agitated, but he was originally someone who secretly liked the female lead. He's a supporting male character. Host, you're too evil. You promised not to attack the female lead. Just tell me the truth. What exactly do you want to do? We can discuss everything. We don't have to torment the male and female leads. We don't have to destroy the world. Don't you agree? Kenny didn't reply to this. Instead, she asked, first tell me, why do I have to complete various supporting character tasks here? Why do I have to suffer so much in every world? Who was I before? What's your purpose? Faced with such sensitive questions, the system put on a pitiful expression. Host, let's change the subject. Candy compromised. Then I want to ask, how can I end the cycle in various worlds? The system, thinking it had escaped, was almost scared to death by this question. Host, I don't think today is suitable for asking or answering questions. Why don't you save your questions for later? Seeing its reaction, Candy didn't insist. I was just asking, why are you so nervous? At this moment, the system was crying bitterly inside. Why do I, a dignified system, have to be intimidated and threatened by the host? Forget it. I'll just be a transparent system. Over the next 2 months, Candy devoted herself entirely to recording the album. But on the day of the album's release, a rumor that she was being kept by Chen Yuesheng exploded on Weibo. The angle was clearly Lu Qi's doing. The audience quickly began to condemn Candy again, faced with this evidence with photos. Soon, the system also whispered, Host, you're a supporting character. The fate of supporting characters is always meant to have setbacks. try to look on the bright side. This sudden incident was also unexpected for Candy. Just then, Chin Yuesheng called. After answering, he said, "Don't worry, we'll just pretend to be dating. When the album has been out for about half a year, and fans have mostly forgotten about our relationship, we'll post on Weibo, saying we've broken up due to incompatibility." The system immediately objected to this plan. "Host, I don't think this is a good idea. He's the #1 male supporting character. If you do this, how will he be able to help the female lead in the future?" However, Kenny didn't listen to its advice and directly agreed with a smile. Afterwards, Chin Yuesheng posted on Weibo, openly admitting his relationship with Candy. He said he had originally planned to announce it along with a new album release, but it was suddenly exposed. He expressed regret for this ruined surprise. Unexpectedly, the netizens all bought it and started congratulating the couple. After dealing with the public opinion, he called Candy and said, "It looks like we need to go on dates and share some photos online. Otherwise, people might get suspicious." Candy was very satisfied with his handling of the situation and agreed to go on a date with him that evening. The system, as usual, tried to stop her actions. "Host, you can't agree. You're a supporting female character, and he's a supporting male character." However, Candy simply replied, "Supporting female and male characters, a perfect match. No problem." Meanwhile, Lung Rue finished his day's work and returned home, eager to hear Candy sing. As soon as he entered, a servant informed him that Candy had gone on a date with someone else. He immediately called her to inquire, but her attitude was evasive. Lung Rue had no choice but to ask Candy to come back early. At this time, Candy was sitting across from Chin Yuesheng in a high-end restaurant. He was looking at her, thinking that dating her felt really nice. Maybe turning this fake relationship into a real one wouldn't be so bad. Seeing Candy on the phone, he curiously asked, "Who are you talking to?" "Lung Rue. He wants you to come back early." Hearing this, Chin Yuesheng looked surprised. "You live together?" Candy appeared very calm. "Yes, he's my sugar daddy. Are you disappointed, Chinji? I'm not the pure angel you all think I am." At this moment, Chin Yuesheng realized, oh right, Candy is an orphan. If she didn't have someone backing her, she probably wouldn't have made it this far. She must have had it tough. Thinking about this, he reluctantly said, "No, I'm not disappointed." This response surprised Candy. "I thought Chinji wouldn't like someone like me." At this moment, Chin Yuesheng was mesmerized by her smile, thinking she looked so beautiful when she smiled. He then told Candy, "If you don't want to stay with Lung Rue anymore, you can come to me." Hearing this, Candy picked up a utensil and twirled it in her hand. "What? Chinji wants to be my sugar daddy too?" This flirtation made Chin Yuesheng's face turn red. He hurriedly denied it. Candy naturally noticed and continued to ask, "Then why?" Chin Yuesheng awkwardly turned his head away. "I just want to help you." Candy laughed. "Thank you, Chinji. Weren't we supposed to take photos?" Chin Yuesheng quickly took out his phone. "All right, we need to give the fans something." With a click, their photo was taken. They looked very intimate. After finishing all this and eating, Chin Yuesheng offered to take Candy home. She didn't refuse and gave him the address. When he learned it was Cold Moon Villa, Chin Yuesheng's heart skipped a beat. It really was where Lung Rue lived. Meanwhile, Lung Rue was waiting anxiously at home. It's midnight. Why hasn't that woman come back yet? Just then, he suddenly saw a small car from the window. Chin Yuesheng was helping Candy out of it. After Candy went upstairs, as soon as she entered, she noticed Lung Rue's unusual expression. The sugar daddy seemed to be in a bad mood today. At this moment, Lung Rue walked over. "So you've taken a liking to Chin Yuesheng. Not bad taste." Kenny took the opportunity to hold his arm. "Are you jealous? Have you realized you have feelings for me now?" Lung Rue angrily pried her hand off. "Even if your songs attract me, I don't need an impure, fickle woman by my side during this time. Everyone come help Miss Tang pack her things. Help her move to her residence. Considering Chin Yuesheng's interest in you, I'll spare you today." Seeing him like this, Candy asked, "Are you not supporting me anymore? Lung Rue, are you throwing me out again?" At this point, Lung Rue gave two choices. "Should I send you to where you live, or to where Chin Yuesheng lives?" Seeing his mind was made up, Candy's face darkened. "You're throwing me away for the second time. I'll remember this. I will get my revenge. I told you before, I don't like the feeling of being thrown away." This conversation scared the system quite a bit. I feel the host is in great danger now. But the host's concerned about being thrown away. indeed has a reason. In previous worlds, as a supporting character, the host followed tasks to frame the male and female leads, ending up in a miserable state. Of course, she wasn't killed because of this, but was saved instead. Although she was completing tasks, the host suffered so much that she inevitably felt grateful to those who saved her and treated her well, giving her true trust. But she was a supporting character, destined to never have a good ending. Those who originally saved her eventually abandoned and betrayed her due to reasons related to the female lead. Once or twice might be tolerable, but after countless times of being abandoned, who could bear it? Although I could feel her pain and despair, I was powerless. I'm just a system. Later, Candy left Lung Rue's villa with her luggage. The system kept comforting the host. Although you've been kicked out again, don't be sad. You're so capable. Don't let such things make your personality become extreme. However, Candy remained calm. I'm not sad. You idiot, you care about me so much. Of course, we've been relying on each other for so many years. If I don't care about you, who will? Candy waved her hand. Forget it. I don't believe you. You only care about the tasks. You're probably just afraid I'll mess up this world. Those who deceived me in the past first saved me, helped me, pitted me, then used various sweet words to deceive and torture me, abandon me, and help the female lead get rid of me. I can see at a glance who's deceiving me. With your intelligence, don't embarrass yourself in front of me. At this point, the system advised her to take a break, but Candy firmly stated, "How can I rest? After all, I haven't taken my revenge yet." Saying this, she made a phone call. Soon, Lou hesitantly came to pick her up in a car. On the way, the other person was very curious. "Boss, how did you get kicked out again?" "Well, it's better this way, since you're supposed to be in a fake relationship with Chen Yuesheng. Not staying at Mr. Lung's villa is actually better. Although Mr. Lung is powerful, he's also temperamental. Who knows when you might displease him. It's good you've moved out now." While consoling, Lou suddenly noticed that Candy wasn't sad about this at all. At this moment, Candy handed over a voice recorder. "Sister Lou, when you have time, give this to Lung Rue. Without me around, he definitely won't sleep well at night. Give this to him. He'll definitely sleep well from now on." Yu looked at her actions, confused. "Little fruit, you haven't fallen for Mr. Lung, have you?" Candy didn't directly reply to Sister Yu. "Just do as I say. Remember, you must deliver it to him personally. Say I insist on giving it to him." Seeing her so serious, Yu finally agreed to her request. At this point, the system chimed in again. "Host, do you really have feelings for Lung Rue?" Candy smiled at this. "You low-intelligence thing. What do you understand? He treats me like grass. I treat him like a treasure. How's that?" In the following days, Candy was busy working on the album with Chen Yuesheng. After a day's work, Chen Yuesheng comforted the exhausted Candy. "You've worked hard these days. The album release has been very successful. People are even commenting on my Weibo, asking if we can release more. It shouldn't take more than half a year. Then our relationship can end." Saying this, Chen Yuesheng felt quite disappointed. "But why don't I want it to end like this? But after all, she belongs to Lung Rue." Just then, Candy's voice came from beside him. "Director Chun, have you taken a wrong turn?" Chen Yuesheng looked up to confirm. "Isn't this the right direction? Has Lung Rue moved?" "It's not him who moved, it's me." Hearing this, Chen Yuesheng was very surprised. "Your relationship is over?" Candy helplessly replied, "I guess so." Chen Yuesheng quickly asked, "Little fruit, do you like him?" "How could that be?" "Director Chun, please take me to Yuoe Apartments." Chen Yuesheng breathed a sigh of relief. "Actually, it's good that you've ended things. He's not suitable for you. He won't be good to any woman. Women are dangerous in his eyes. He won't give his true heart." Saying this, he grabbed Candy's hand. "You deserve better." Candy knew he was confessing, but still pretended not to understand. She smiled politely and thanked him, thinking, "But will you cherish it after you get it?" After returning, the system quickly appeared. "Host, I finally understand. You're taking revenge. You're getting revenge on the male lead, the female lead, Chen Yuesheng, and also on Lung Rue. Am I right? In previous worlds, you were betrayed, deceived, and tortured, causing your mind, body, and personality to completely collapse. But you didn't give up. You continued to travel through worlds. Your choice was to survive and take various forms of revenge. You're getting revenge on Lung Ziyue because he betrayed you. You're getting revenge on Lu Qi because she hurt you. You're getting revenge on Chen Yuesheng because, as a senior in the music industry, he blacklisted you because of Lu Qi, leaving you with no way out, which led to that outcome. You're getting revenge on Lung Rue because he was once Candy's sugar daddy. If it weren't for your appearance, Candy would have stayed by Lung Rue's side for 3 months. In the end, just because Lung Ziyue told Lung Rue that Candy had hurt Lu Qi and was his ex-girlfriend. Lung Rue threw Candy out. If Candy hadn't been thrown out, she wouldn't have been treated as a plaything, had photos taken by the female lead's people, and finally jumped to her death in despair. Host, the supporting character's fate is predetermined. Besides, now the original Candy's fate has already been changed. So please calm down. Don't continue with your revenge. Hearing this, Candy immediately started to refute. What do you mean by predetermined? I don't believe in predetermination. I only believe that fate can be controlled by my own hands. Seeing her say this, the system curiously asked, not mentioning others, let's just talk about Chen Yuesheng and Lung Rue. Chen Yuesheng has helped you so much. Can you really harm him? And Lung Rue, that's just his personality. Throwing Candy out wasn't wrong, was it? To this, Candy retorted, I haven't done anything to Chen Yuesheng, have I? The system was so irritated it could grind its teeth. You're unreasonable. You haven't done anything yet, but Chen Yuesheng is already almost in love with you. Candy responded, what does that have to do with me? If he doesn't fall for me, he'll still love Lu Qi. In the end, his fate is to love without being loved in return. If you think about it, I haven't changed his destiny at all. Seeing it couldn't win the argument, the system started pleading, Host, wouldn't it be better to put down the knife? No, from the moment I entered these worlds, today was inevitable. So it's not my fault. If you have the ability, erase me. You stupid thing, do you know? When I came to this world, in the original Candy's heart, I felt her final thoughts. The person she hated most wasn't Lung Ziyue, nor Lu Qi, nor Chen Yuesheng, but Lung Rue. The curious system immediately asked why. Candy explained, Lung Rue is someone who gave her hope and then made her despair. In the 3 months at Lung Rue's villa, she lived very peacefully. She had already thought about living well there, but heaven didn't give her that chance. With just a few words from Lung Ziyue, Lung Rue threw her out. When a person gives all their hope and trust, only to have it mercilessly crushed, that's true despair. At this point, the system finally understood Candy's feelings. Host, I understand everything now, but can you go easier on them? The others are fine, but this Lung Rue, don't take such harsh revenge. Just teach him a small lesson. Hearing this, Candy chuckled. All right, if Lung Rue is good to me, I won't take revenge on him. But he's already thrown me out twice, you know. I hate being discarded by others, and so did the original Candy. The system, barely happy for 2 seconds, was confused again. It thought, the host has already immersed herself in this world's Candy. Now she is that reborn Candy. Just then, Chen Yuesheng came over. Fruit, have you eaten? I made some dishes for you myself. Try them and see if they suit your taste. At this moment, the system felt uneasy. The host isn't going to pull some trick again, is she? Damn it, why is my host like this? Half a year passed like this. Yoyu finally delivered the recording to Lung Rue. The reason was that she was also dissatisfied with Lung Rue. In her eyes, Candy had been deceived emotionally. Lung Rue took the item, just glanced at it, and casually tossed it aside. This action made Yuyu even more displeased. My little fruit is so good. Even after being kicked out, she still thoughtfully recorded a song for this cold-hearted person. Look at how indifferent he is. It's really like casting pearls before swine. Just then, Lung Rue suddenly asked what she had been doing lately. Although Yoyu was displeased, she still put on a polite face. She's busy writing songs. She's going to release a new album. She also plans to hold a concert at the end of the year. Little Fruit is a very hardworking person. Next year, she plans to participate in foreign music programs. She was already thin, and now she's even thinner because of all this work. Although Director Chen helps out, she generally doesn't get taken advantage of. But there are quite a few people trying to trip her up behind the scenes. Director Chen is quite wrong too. He was inexplicably dragged into this. Actually, we're quite grateful to him. If it weren't for him suggesting to pretend to date for half a year, the release of the first album might have encountered many difficulties. At this point, Yuyu suddenly noticed that Lung Rue's expression was terrifying. She quickly took her leave. After she left, Lung Rue opened the recorder. Soon, Candy's beautiful voice came out. He then couldn't help but sigh. It's that woman's voice. Only her voice can calm my heart. Since meeting this woman, I can't find a better voice than hers. Thinking of this, he then instructed his subordinate, get me all of Candy's affairs from the past half year. I want to see them in an hour. After giving the order, he called Chun Yuesheng. The other party was very happy when he answered, "Why did you suddenly think of calling me? Have you discovered another talent? Is it better than fruit?" Unexpectedly, Lung Rui's words were sharp. He directly got to the point. "It's been half a year, Chun Yuesheng. You should announce on Weibo that you two are incompatible and have broken up." Hearing this, the other party's voice also became serious. "Lung Rui, this doesn't seem to be any of your business." "Of course it is. That woman has only temporarily moved out of the villa. She will soon return to my side." Hearing this, Chun Yuesheng slammed his fist on the table. "Lung Rui, you were the one who ended the relationship back then. You have no right to demand anything from her now." However, Lung Rui confidently told him, "Chun Yuesheng, do you believe that if I tell her to move back to the villa, she will definitely come back, leaving you without hesitation?" Chun Yuesheng naturally didn't believe it. Then the two made a bet. If Candy really moved back, Chun Yuesheng would officially announce their breakup. On the other side, the system was still trying to persuade Candy. "Host, don't provoke Lung Rui anymore. Can you not think about taking revenge on him? Although there are many misunderstandings between us, just trust me this time. However, speak of the devil, and he shall appear." At this moment, Lung Rui had already walked in with flowers, smiling. Candy looked at his various expressions and thought, today's Lung Rui is a bit off. Before, this man was somewhat mysterious and sexy. Now, although he's smiling, you can feel the cruelty and excitement beneath his smile. Bloodthirsty. Is this why the system warned me? With questions in mind, Candy walked forward. "Why are you here?" Lung Rui lifted her chin with one hand. "Come back with me. Stay by my side from now on. Don't betray me." Candy didn't dodge, but asked him, "You've come to pick me up? But you've thrown me away twice. Will you throw me away a third time?" Lung Rui spoke in a gentle voice. "Be good and I won't throw you out. Otherwise, I'll have to turn you into a corpse." Frightened, the system immediately paused time. "Host, I beg you don't provoke this fiend." Candy instantly understood. She then nestled in Lung Rui's arms. "Then in what capacity are you taking me back? As a little pet to keep?" However, Lung Rui took the opportunity to wrap his arm around her waist. "How about Mrs. Lung?" To this, Candy directly refused. "I still prefer to be a pet, like a canary, for example." Obviously, this was agreeing to go back with him. Clearly, Chun Yuesheng lost this bet. Watching the two walk out the door, Chun Yuesheng, though reluctant, still foolishly wished Candy happiness from behind. At this moment, he felt very guilty inside. "I don't want to offend Lung Rui and bring any disaster to the Chun family. I'm sorry, Candy. I can't afford to bet." Afterwards, Candy moved back into Lung Rui's villa. Everything seemed to return to how it was before. But what was different was that Lung Rui's gaze on Candy became more focused. One day, the two were in the living room. Candy, looking at the documents in her hand, asked Lung Rui to borrow his music player. Lung Rui reluctantly handed it over, instructing her to return it after use. Soon after Candy finished her work, she gave the player back to Lung Rui, telling him, "This is all the songs of my entire life. There won't be any new ones. What you have in your hand is the most complete collection. I wonder if these hundreds of songs will be enough to accompany me in achieving worldwide fame." After receiving it, Lung Rui showed a solemn expression. "I will help you preserve them well. I will support you. You will become famous worldwide." Hearing him say this, Candy smoothly sat in his lap. "Then you have to support me. You are my patron after all. If you don't support me, I'll have to find someone else who will." However, unexpectedly, Lung Rui began to indulge her. Others don't have this opportunity. Faced with this sudden change, Candy went back and asked the system in confusion, "Tell me what's going on with Lung Rui. Why have you been advising me not to provoke him?" This goes back to Lung Rui's past experiences. He was born into the Lung family and should have been a very happy young master. When he was 1 year old, his mother abandoned him and his father, running off with a lover. His father left him behind to go find his mother. Without parental protection, life for a child in a big family is very difficult. The playmates who were originally by his side also abandoned him to fawn over other young masters in the Lung family. His grandfather, who originally doted on him, also began to neglect him more and more. Even the little dog he raised was snatched away by other cousins, and in the end, it barked at him. Then he worked hard and became the heir of the Lung family. The playmates who once betrayed him were ruined by him and had their legs broken. He stripped the Lung family patriarch of his power and relegated him to a corner of the mansion. He made everyone in the Lung family ignore him. Even if they saw him, they had to choose not to see him. Later, his parents and his mother's lover all came back. Knowing what had happened in the family, they planned to unite against him. It should be said they wanted to destroy him. Assassination, poisoning, all kinds of methods were used. But Lung Rue had them all under control. His mother's lover was thrown into the sea, and his parents were imprisoned. A few years ago, a woman entered his life. That's the woman who lived in the villa for a month. Later, he discovered that this woman approached him to probe for business secrets. She was also thrown into the sea. Hearing this, Candy was very confused. It turns out he's someone so afraid of being abandoned. Then why does he like to abandon others so much? At this moment, the system again earnestly advised the host, since you've provoked him, then live well with him. Don't do anything to betray him. Candy heard this and flipped her hair. Don't worry, I won't betray him. I will be very, very good to him. Let him believe that I'm the only one in this world who treats him the best. Next, the system finally understood that Candy wasn't just saying it. For example, Candy would personally cook for Lung Rue. Sometimes when she had time, she would pack it in a thermal container and deliver it to the company. For instance, Candy would personally go to the mall to pick out suits for Lung Rue and help him change into them. Another example is that Candy would cling to Lung Rue, making him accompany her to the amusement park. The two would try all the attractions. Candy was doing her utmost to be good to Lung Rue, and Lung Rue seemed to have changed a bit. His smile was no longer cruel. Even the way he looked at Candy became increasingly gentle. Time flew by, and it was the day of Candy's concert. Personally organized by Lung Rue and Shin Yuesheng, this concert was unprecedentedly grand. No one had imagined that Candy, who had debuted just over a year ago, could become this popular. The one who understood at least was of course Lung Ziyue. Has my dad gone crazy? He's requiring everyone from Xingyun Music and Xingyun Film to attend this woman's concert. Chi-Chi, are you okay? If you don't want to, you actually don't have to come. As the female lead, Lu Qi was naturally gritting her teeth in anger. But facing the relationship, she buried her resentment in her heart. Lung Ziyue pulled her into an embrace. You're shaking. Are you cold? Let me hold you. But while doing all this, Lung Ziyue was still sighing in his heart. Indeed, every time he heard his voice, his heart would still flutter for him. At this moment, Lu Qi in his arms suddenly revealed a sinister smile. Candy, let you have your last moment of glory. Just then, a spotlight on the stage suddenly came loose and fell straight towards Candy. Lung Rue noticed and reacted quickly. He leaped onto the stage and tackled Candy, saving her. This action stunned even Candy. He actually saved me? Seeing this, the system immediately paused time. Host, are you touched? You knew where the light would fall, so you would definitely have dodged. But you didn't expect Lung Rue to save you, right? So for the rest of your life, don't mess around anymore. Live well with him. To this, Candy replied, at every moment, there will be people who do things that touch me. Later, they all go to help the female lead. This is truly a sad story. Then time began to flow again. Lung Rue hurriedly asked with concern, Guer, are you all right? Candy felt his heartbeat at that moment and thought, I didn't expect his heart could beat so fast too. As she got up, she said she was fine. Lung Rue told her with a grave expression, I've already sent people to investigate. Whoever dared to sabotage your concert and harm you, I won't let them off easily. Do you want to continue the concert? Candy turned to look at the audience. There are still so many people waiting for me. Such opportunities are rare. Hearing this, Lung Rue looked very worried. The concerts you want, I'll help you hold one every year in the future. There will be many opportunities. However, at this moment, Candy had already started bowing and apologizing to the audience. Clearly, she wanted to continue. The audience quickly became excited, cheering for Lung Rue's heroic rescue. Some even shouted, that handsome guy who just risked his life, what's your relationship with her? Hearing this, Lung Rue felt very anxious, anticipating Candy's attitude. Soon, Candy responded, he is a very important person to me. However, as soon as she finished speaking, Lung Rue grabbed the microphone and hugged Candy. He told the audience, my surname is Lung. You can call her Mrs. Lung. With these words, the venue instantly erupted. Everyone started congratulating Candy. The two seemed very satisfied. Afterwards, Lung Rue left the stage. The concert continued. Even the system sighed on the side. Although Lung Rue is a bit crazy, once you become someone he's determined to protect, it's not bad. Host, you don't have much time left. Enjoy your time well. Although you can crash the world, you can't change the original lifespan of the supporting female character in this world. You're about to die. Hearing the system's words, Candy looked at Lung Rue's back and showed a determined expression. Don't worry, I will die without regrets. At this time, Lung Ziyue and the audience thought, now everyone knows Candy is Lung Rue's woman. Do I no longer have a chance? At this moment, Lu Qi noticed his expression and excitedly shouted, Ziyue, you've fallen for him. You've actually fallen for him. However, Lung Ziyue had already lost patience with her. Don't be unreasonable. Hearing this, Lu Qi angrily ran away. At that moment, Lung Ziyue finally realized, why did I only realize now? I've actually fallen in love with Candy. Afterwards, he didn't go after Lu Qi. Instead, he came to Candy's dressing room. As soon as he entered, he saw his father. Lung Rue looked at him in surprise. Why are you here? Faced with the questioning, Lung Ziyue simply brushed it off, his gaze fixed on Candy. However, at this moment, Lung Rue suddenly embraced Candy and told him, you came at the right time. From now on, she's your mother. Faced with his ex-girlfriend suddenly becoming his mother, Lung Ziyue was completely stunned. He thought, this woman was supposed to be mine. Then he shouted at Lung Rue, I don't agree. Calling her mom is absolutely impossible. Seeing this, Lung Rue calmly extinguished the cigarette in his hand. Not bad. You know how to object. Your temper has improved, but your objection is invalid. At this point, Candy burst into laughter. If Ziyue doesn't like calling me mom, he can call me Aunt Xiaogua. Hearing this, Lung Rue's face showed indulgence. Calling her Aunt Xiaogua is fine too. After all, we're not married yet. Calling her mom sounds too old. Seeing them so intimate, Lung Ziyue gritted his teeth in anger, his heart filled with resentment. Impossible, she was supposed to be my woman. If I can't have her, no one else should either. Then he spoke to Lung Rue. Dad, there's something Candy hasn't told you. Has she told you about the relationship between us? We were once boyfriend and girlfriend. Dad, you didn't expect that, did you? She was once my woman. Now you want to be with her. Even want me to call her mom. If this gets out, don't you think it's ridiculous? Most importantly, you're so obsessed with cleanliness. Would you want a woman your son has used? Hearing these malicious words, even the system was scratching its head. It's over. The male lead is also broken down. Host, are you satisfied? At this point, Lung Rue also became troubled. I indeed don't like my things being touched by others. If it were someone else, I would probably destroy that person immediately. Seeing his hesitation, Lung Ziyue quickly intensified his attack. Dad, you don't know, do you? The time she broke up with me was just the day before I came back and met you. The 20 million I asked for when I came back was compensation for her. She broke up with me and immediately found another man. Dad, I advise you not to marry such a woman. She might be secretly planning to take your property. When the time comes, she might even commit murder to claim everything for herself. Seeing Lung Rue wavering, Candy quickly held onto his arm. Are you going to abandon me again? Seeing no response for the third time, Candy let go of him. If you don't answer, let's pretend I didn't ask. However, this tactic of feigned indifference indeed worked. Lung Rue grabbed her hand. I won't abandon you. From now on, without my permission, you're not allowed to see Lung Ziyue alone. After saying this, he turned to look at Lung Ziyue. Don't you have a girlfriend? Since you're dating, it's time to get married. I'll have someone help you choose a date and prepare for the wedding. Upon hearing this, Lung Ziyue's heart sank. This man, for the sake of Candy, is arranging a wedding for me. He's cutting off my thoughts. Noticing his expression, Lung Rue smugly stated, don't think I can't see through your provocation. This is your mother. She can only be your mother. Lung Ziyue will be your son from now on. After saying this, he took Candy upstairs. Seeing this result, Lung Ziyue collapsed on the ground, muttering regretfully that everything was over. After returning upstairs, Lung Rue pushed Candy into the bathroom and gruffly ordered her to clean up thoroughly before coming back to the room. Candy tried to open the door to no avail. She complained on the side, he actually locked me in the bathroom. How angry is he? At this moment, the system popped up to comfort the host. Stay calm. Lung Rue is psychologically disturbed. Don't take it personally. He's so concerned because your ex is Lung Ziyue. Hearing this, Candy curiously asked, Lung Ziyue, isn't he just an orphan? The system immediately told her, do you think the male lead would have an ordinary identity? This wasn't supposed to be part of the main plot, but you accidentally triggered it. The truth about Lung Ziyue's background was revealed long after Candy's death. Lung Ziyue discovered the truth about his identity and teamed up with Lu Qi to kill Lung Rue. Hearing this outrageous plot, Candy burst into laughter. I thought he was a big boss. Turns out he's just cannon fodder too. So what's Lung Ziyue's identity? However, the system's reply was even more explosive. Lung Ziyue is the son of Lung Rue's mother and her lover. Lung Rui knew from the beginning that he was the son of his enemy. He made him call him father every day to satisfy his psychological perversion. He first threw Lung Ziyue into an orphanage, then took him back when he was being bullied, making Lung Ziyue grateful to him. He also had a plan. He made Lung Ziyue believe that he needed an heir. In reality, he had made a will that all his property would be donated after his death. So every time Lung Ziyue asked for money, Lung Rui gave it to him without question. He wanted Lung Ziyue to get used to a comfortable, wealthy life, so that when he falls from grace later, he might not be able to survive even a day. Anyway, this world is pretty much collapsing. I can only advise you now to go along with Lung Rui a bit, to prevent him from becoming even more perverted. Candy responded to his words with an indifferent look. Bring it on, let's hurt each other. We're all cannon fodder anyway. At this point, the system's face showed helplessness. Actually, what I wanted to say is, now that all the main characters are pretty much done for, you should just idle away your time for the rest of it. Just wait for death. Kenny became curious about his change in attitude. You idiot, you've always encouraged me to complete tasks and not give up before. Why are you giving up now? Actually, you're afraid I'll disappear, right? Disappear in these worlds. The system's expression clearly showed that Candy had guessed correctly. Then Candy turned to comfort it. You don't need to be afraid. I won't do anything to you. If you know who's behind all this mischief, you can tell them for me. If they have the guts, keep me traveling through these worlds. Don't let me out, or it will be their doomsday. After that, Candy soaked in the bathroom for a long time. Lung Rui eventually opened the door for her. Candy instinctively walked to his side and handed him the hairdryer. When she realized the atmosphere was off, she took it back, thinking, how did I get used to him drying my hair so quickly? Habits are really scary. But after today, this guy probably won't help me dry my hair anymore. Everything in the room has been changed. The chair I'm sitting on is also much further from the bed. This person's cleanliness obsession is really severe. After drying her hair, Candy took the initiative to ask, what do you want to hear today? Lung Rui looked at her with a strange expression, his hand clutching the player Candy had given him before. He thought, although I can't bear to throw away her songs, just thinking that this woman has been touched by the son of the person I hate most, I really want to kill her. Seeing him not speaking, Candy reminded him on the side, well, think carefully. These days won't last much longer. She pointed at the player in his hand. Remember to back up the songs in there, in case you lose them. Those are all the songs of my entire life. You promised me you'd keep them safe. At this moment, Lung Rui felt conflicted. Should I keep this woman, or kill her, clean her up, and preserve her? From this day on, Lung Rui no longer let Candy hold his arm. She had to keep a distance of 2 or 3 steps, even when talking to him. Candy had no contact with Lung Ziyue, which made Lung Rui abandon the idea of preserving her. However, he wanted to make Candy wear a sterile suit that could cover her entire body. Lung Ziyue, on the other hand, realized his mistake too late and regretted his impulsiveness that day. So he followed Lung Rui's instructions and proposed to Lu Qi. Faced with the proposal, Lu Qi actually agreed. She thought to herself, it doesn't matter if he doesn't like me. As long as I can maintain a perfect image and be envied for having a good career and a good husband, that's enough. Meanwhile, Candy, at the center of all this, seemed indifferent to everything and continued to focus on her career. Lung Ziyue also managed to see Candy at a music program. He finally got to see Candy face to face. He was surprised by Candy's physique and said, Candy, why have you lost so much weight? Even if you love music, you need to take care of your health. Doesn't Lung Rui advise you about this? After the program recording is over, come with me to the hospital for a checkup. Faced with his concern, Candy told him, I know my body is fine. Don't worry, I won't die before I become famous worldwide. I'll take good care of myself. Lung Ziyue didn't say anything more. After leaving, he called Lung Rui directly. You should persuade her. Don't you feel bad seeing her so thin? Lung Rui, you said you would take good care of her. Looking at the photo of Candy that Lung Ziyue sent, Lung Rui suddenly realized, although I've been deliberately avoiding looking at her these past few months, thinking it was enough to know she was by my side, I didn't expect her to become like this. Feeling concerned, he immediately ordered his subordinates to find a high-level nutritionist and send them to Candy. In a month, I want to see her gain 10 pounds. Later, Lung Rui personally took Candy for a medical checkup. After the examination, Candy teased Lung Rui. Are you afraid I'll die? He solemnly replied, as long as I'm here, you won't die. Unless I want you to. He thought to himself, it's good that there's nothing wrong with her body. I could be a bit more at ease now. Seeing this, Candy wanted to hold his arm, saying, "So you do care about me." Unexpectedly, Lung Rue's germophobia instinctively made him avoid Candy. Candy then made a face at him. "If I really die, will you be sad?" Lung Rue didn't reply, but looked at her, thinking, "If this woman dies before me in the future, I'll definitely preserve her. So when I miss her, I can always go see her." Candy didn't pursue the question further. Instead, she turned and walked out, saying, "Next month is the release of my album abroad. If it's successful, it will fully open up the foreign market. Then I'll hold concerts in several major countries abroad. My wish will be fulfilled. Oh right, isn't Lung Ziyue and Lu Chi's wedding next month? I might not be able to attend." Lung Rue replied, "You don't need to attend. When the wedding is over and you're back, let them come to see you." Later, the two returned home. Lung Rue weighed Candy and found she was only 72 pounds. Seeing this, Lung Rue became very anxious. "I should get you a new nutritionist." Hearing this, Candy was quite scared. "No, please. This is already the 7th one. If you change again, I guarantee I won't be able to eat anything. This nutritionist makes the most delicious food. If you change again, I really won't accept it." As she spoke, she unconsciously tried to pat his shoulder, but he instinctively dodged. Lung Rue was also puzzled. After so long, he still resisted contact. Although he hated his own reaction, he still unconsciously avoided it. Candy didn't take this to heart. Instead, she clamored for Lung Rue to accompany her to the mall. Because she hadn't bought clothes in a long time, Candy had Lung Rue try on one piece after another. I have to say, this Lung Rue is truly a natural clothes hanger. Any clothes look good on him. After trying for a long time, Candy was satisfied with every piece of clothing he tried on, so she decided to buy them all. It's a rare opportunity, so let's pick a bit more. After all, such chances don't come often. This remark caught Lung Rue's attention. "Candy, what's wrong with you? Why do you keep saying strange things?" Candy didn't respond directly. Instead, she changed the subject. "Your birthday is coming up. I'll pick a watch for you." Then they went to a watch store. They quickly chose one. When Candy wanted to put it on for him, she suddenly realized something and withdrew her hand. "You do it yourself." Seeing this made Lung Rue feel very uncomfortable. "It's me who doesn't want to touch her, but seeing her being so careful, why do I feel a bit heartbroken?" At this moment, the system suddenly paused time. "Host, put down the knife. You're being so nice to him with ulterior motives. Aren't you tired?" To this, Candy gave a rare explanation. "You're wrong. I'm genuinely being nice to him. Everything I do, to anyone, comes from my heart willingly. It's just that some people can't handle it." Hearing this, the system started to complain. "I only sense the perversion in your heart, host." Candy retorted, "Isn't it nice to be cared for and valued by others? I have my principles. If others don't hurt me, I won't hurt them. If someone gives me all their sincerity and trust, I will too." The system immediately took out a notebook to record the former host's psychological state, so that in the future, it would be easier to break through his psychological defenses and resolve his desire to destroy the world. But the system still became curious. If someone appears who is genuinely nice to you, will you return to your original self? To this, Candy told him, "You fool. When did you become so naive?" Soon after, Candy went abroad to release albums and start her tour. Before leaving, Lung Ziyue came to see her off. Candy looked at him and teased, "Lung Rue didn't come to see me off, but you did. What's up, son?" However, Lung Ziyue didn't get angry. Instead, his face turned red with embarrassment, and he sincerely said, "I'm sorry." This surprised Candy very much. "What do you have to be sorry for? If you're talking about that incident, you've already paid for it, and I've had my revenge. There's actually no debt between us." At this point, Lung Ziyue sat down beside her. "Anyway, Shogu, I'm sorry. I'll find a chance to explain everything clearly to my dad. Actually, nothing happened between us. I know your interactions with him this past year. He doesn't let you get close. He gives you the cold shoulder, all because of what I said. It might affect you for your entire life. It's all my fault for being so impulsive at that time." To this, Candy didn't blame him. "Good son, do you think with my intelligence? It would be difficult for me to explain this matter clearly if I wanted to. I just hope he comes to ask me for the truth himself, rather than believing it as soon as you tell him." After hearing this, Lung Ziyue eagerly asked, "Lung Rue is such a proud person. What if he doesn't come to ask you? Are you going to keep it like this forever? If he doesn't ask, then let it be. Pride always comes at a price, doesn't it? At this moment, the system once again jumped out to plead with the host. Don't hurt each other anymore. Candy told him, actually, in this world, there's no such thing as starting over. What has happened has happened. No amount of compensation can change that. Rather than being constantly hurt, it's better to only think of yourself from the beginning. Better to let down the world than to let the world let you down. The ancients truly didn't deceive me. After hearing her words, the system excitedly said, Host, are you serious? If you just treat this as a game, you wouldn't think like this. Candy smiled smugly. Since it's a game, then I don't need to hold back at all. I can play however I want, right? At this point, the system began to regret. Can I take back what I just said? Damn, I feel like I've been tricked by the host. What are you writing? It looks like a novel. Are you planning to become a novelist after becoming famous worldwide? Yes, it's a novel. Seeing this operation, the system suddenly became excited. Well done, host. Are you planning to live well for the rest of your days? Have you come to your senses? Have you thought of a name for the novel? I've already thought of the title. It's called What If? This is another ending. Afterwards, Candy's album release abroad went more smoothly than imagined. On Lung Ziyue's wedding day, Lung Rue specially contacted Candy. During the video call, Candy suddenly asked Lung Rue, are you still bothered by that incident? Lung Ziyue's marriage actually doesn't have much to do with me. He's already in the past for me. To this, Lung Rue said he would call her mom in the future. He's her son. Hearing this, Candy felt very pleased inside. I wonder what kind of scene it will be when Lu Chi sees me. Then she told Lung Rue, I wrote a book, but it's not finished yet. When I finish, I'll have it published. I've also picked out many gifts for you. As she spoke, she had Yu bring over all the gifts. While introducing them, Candy accidentally touched a gift box. Then she told Yu, take this one out. It's useless now. I'll go pick an identical one tomorrow. She looked at Lung Rue on the screen. Don't worry, I won't touch anything I'm giving to you. Seeing her like this, Lung Rue suddenly felt something strange in his heart. Why did he suddenly have the urge to hold her tight? Later, Candy held 5 concerts abroad, making her name truly famous worldwide. But soon after, she suddenly decided to return to the country. Along with this came bad news. Candy was going to hold her last concert in the country and announce her retirement from the music industry after the concert. The fans who came to greet her at the airport quickly surrounded her. Guava, are you abandoning us? Why are you leaving the music industry? You must give us an explanation today. We can't bear to part with you. Facing these true fans, Candy took off her sunglasses. My life has come to this point. I've collaborated to create hundreds of songs, which has consumed all my energy. I'm a bit tired. From now on, let my songs accompany you. By the way, September 9th will be my last concert in the country. At that time, there will be 20 of my final new songs at the concert. Let them say goodbye to you on my behalf. In my spare time these past few years, I wrote a book. This book will be published and on the market soon. I hope everyone will support it then. The fans were very surprised after hearing this. Guagua, are you planning to leave the music industry and enter the literary world? If that's the case, in the future, we can listen to Guagua's songs while reading Guagua's books. Actually, thinking about it, it's not unacceptable. I counted, Guagua has sung 500 songs these past few years. Adding the 20 songs from the concert, that's exactly 520 songs. Wow. Could this be Guagua's expression of love for us? Otherwise, why would it be exactly 520? After comforting the fans, Candy and Yu left the airport. Lung Rue had been waiting outside for a long time. Candy walked straight up to Lung Rue. Right now, I really want to give you a hug. Lung Rue didn't reply, but instead gentlemanly opened the car door for her. Just as they were about to leave, Candy suddenly asked Lung Rue, can we sit together today? Hearing this, Lung Rue instantly turned his head and reached out to open the car door. Unexpectedly, Candy spoke again. I was just kidding. Driver, please drive. After the car drove off, Lung Rue returned to his own car with a dark face. He ordered the driver, drive faster. Keep up with their car. Soon after, the two cars were driving side by side on the road. They synchronously rolled down their windows. Lung Rue spoke first. I've prepared everything for your concert. Why on your birthday? Because it's also a very special day. A beautiful day. At this moment, the system started to criticize the host. This day is not beautiful at all. This is clearly the day the original Candy committed suicide by jumping off a building. Candy ignored it and told Lung Rue, I've finished my book. I'll leave the publishing to you. After saying this, she suddenly started coughing violently. Noticing this, Lung Rue immediately became worried. What's wrong? You didn't behave abroad and didn't have regular checkups? Do you want me to take you to the hospital now? Candy said she was fine, but her fingers were already covered in blood. After secretly putting it in her bag, she quickly changed the subject. Lung Rue, did you move? This isn't the direction to the villa. Lung Rue showed a smug expression. We're not going to the villa. I'm taking you somewhere. As he said this, he looked at Candy and thought, undeniably, she has gradually occupied my heart. Even if I can never touch her for a lifetime, I still want to keep her by my side forever, whether she lives or dies. If she resists, then I'll watch her die in my arms. Soon after arriving at the place, Candy took a look and showed a surprised expression. The system quickly chimed in, Host, you should believe it now, right? Lung Rue really takes you to heart. He's directly bringing you to get married. Candy didn't refuse. Afterwards, they took photos with a red background. Candy looked at Lung Rue, feeling emotional inside. This should be the closest we've been in these few years, right? After completing the marriage registration, Lung Rue looked at the person in front of him and thought, why? Even though the person is right in front of me, I always feel like they're actually far away from me. No matter what, she now bears my mark. I will make her stay by my side forever. Thinking of this, he called Lung Ziyue. Your mom is back. Come over tonight for dinner. Bring your woman. You haven't paid respects to your mom yet. Hearing the words pay respects, Candy was very surprised. Lung Rue, you still remember this? When Lung Rue confirmed, he reached out his hand, wanting to pat Candy's head. But in the end, he pulled it back. Then he changed the subject. I've already sent your book to the publisher. It will be on the market next month at the latest. After learning this, Candy smiled gracefully. Seeing this, Lung Rue thought, it seems that since I've known her, I've only seen smiles on her face. It's like she never gets angry. Or is she deliberately hiding her emotions? On the other side, Lung Ziyue, who had just finished the call, seemed distracted. At this moment, Lucci walked over. Ziyue, what's wrong? Who was on the phone? Dad wants us to go home for dinner today. Lucci was very happy to hear this. Then let's get ready quickly. Don't keep Dad waiting, she thought. As long as I please Lung Rue, my future in the entertainment industry will be smooth sailing. If I had known earlier that Lung Ziyue was his son, I wouldn't have fought with Lung Ziyue back then. I even let Candy take advantage of Lung Ziyue for a while. What a pity. Soon, Lung Rue returned home. He called the two of them over. Lucci quickly approached. Dad, I've been too busy with work before and rarely came to see you. But if you don't mind, I can come every day from now on. She thought, it's good that I've already married into the Lung family. After Candy retires from the music industry, it will be my time to shine. Lung Rue's looks and power are so attractive. If only I had met him back then, how good would that have been? Lung Ziyue naturally saw through her thoughts. These women, do they all think Lung Rue is better than me? Just then, Candy's voice suddenly rang out. Lung Rue, are your son and daughter-in-law back? When Lucci saw Candy, she sat up with a start. Why are you here? Are you asking me? I live here. I live here. At that moment, Lucci finally understood. So Candy's backer was Lung Rue. At this time, Lung Rue spoke from the side. From now on, she will be your mother. I've married her. Upon hearing this, Lucci's jaw nearly dropped in shock. Lung Rue looked at her sternly. You seem to have an objection. Frightened, Lucci quickly said she didn't. Lung Rue didn't pursue it further, but ordered someone to bring tea. Then he sternly told the two, pay respects to your mother with tea. At this moment, both of their faces looked worse than the other. Lucci looked at Lung Ziyue with pleading eyes, signaling him to quickly think of a solution. Lung Ziyue spoke with a trembling voice. Chi-Chi, quickly pay respects to our mother with tea. Lucci also lost her arrogance. Then she followed Lung Ziyue to Candy's front, bowing and saying, Mom, please drink the tea. Candy was very happy to see this. After drinking, she generously gave red envelopes to both of them and blessed them to grow old together. Afterwards, she looked at Lung Rue. In the future, you must watch over them. Don't let them have conflicts. Avoid young people getting impulsive and divorcing or something. That wouldn't be good. Hearing this, Lung Rue showed a serious expression. All right, I will watch over them. I won't let them separate. At this time, Lucci racked her brains, but couldn't understand how the supporting character she had once stepped on had suddenly transformed into her mother. After paying respects with tea, the two left angrily. Candy watched their retreating figures with great pleasure. Noticing this, Lung Rue said, if hearing them call you mom makes you happy, I'll have them come back every day from now on. On the other side, a completely bewildered Lucci came out and immediately asked Lung Ziyu what was going on. The latter could only explain on the side. After Candy broke up with me, she got together with my dad. I thought my dad was just playing around. I didn't expect him to be serious. An angry Lu Qi was very upset. Why didn't you tell me earlier? I think we shouldn't visit your dad anymore in the future. Just then, Lung Rui called. From now on, you two come back for dinner every night. Your mom is very happy seeing you. Her appetite increased a lot today. Upon hearing this, Lu Qi immediately expressed her refusal. She thought, I'm the young miss of the Lu family. Not everyone can compare to me. Why does Candy have to be better than me in everything? At this time, Lung Zue reminded her on the side, I don't want to go back either. But we must go back. If we don't go back, we'll have nothing tomorrow. On the other side, Lung Rui had already started taking Candy to choose wedding dresses. Candy was very surprised by his actions. Are we really having a wedding? Having a wedding means you'll have to hug me, hold my hand, and even kiss me that day. Can you do it? Hearing this, Lung Rui's body suddenly became stiff. Obviously, he couldn't do these things. Not giving up, he thought to himself, maybe after some time, I'll be able to accept it. However, at this moment, Candy was already starry-eyed looking at the wedding dresses in the catalog. They were really beautiful. But in her excitement, Candy started coughing violently again. She quickly took out a tissue to cover it up. Noticing this, Lung Rui immediately put out the cigarette in his hand and wanted to take Candy outside for some fresh air. Obviously, he hadn't noticed her abnormality. He just felt a bit confused, wondering why he couldn't help but smoke when he felt irritated. After coming out, Candy seized the opportunity to secretly throw away the blood-stained tissue in her hand. At this time, the system raised a question. We haven't seen Lung Rui smoke recently. Actually, he's not a bad man. He cares about you a lot. At this moment, Kenny looked a bit melancholic. In every world, there have been many people who cared about me. But in the end, they all leave. A month later, Candy's book was released. The initial 50,000 copies were sold out in one day, sparking active discussions among fans. After carefully reading it, Lung Rui asked Candy, that mysterious patron in the book is me, right? Why write such a tragic book? The female lead in the book is also called Candy. Her whole life seems to be a tragedy from beginning to end. The patron based on me destroyed the female, leads hope. The tragedy seems to start from there. Being abused, photographed, and the photos spread. In the end, the female lead couldn't bear it anymore and jumped to her death on her birthday. That year, the female lead was only 26 years old. Her birthday was September 9th. This year, you're 26, and your birthday is also September 9th. You shouldn't have used your name, nor your birthday. This ending is not good. Candy looked at his serious expression with a relaxed face. You took it seriously? It's just another ending. It's not real. You're taking it too seriously. Lung Rui immediately expressed his dissatisfaction. The tragedy of Candy in the book was caused by the patron based on me. It really bothers me. Anyway, this ending is not good. The publishing house said they want to print more. I think it's not necessary. To this, Candy had an indifferent attitude. Then don't print it. It's just a book. Why would it make me so nervous? After reading Candy's book, others felt uneasy. Lung Ziyue even immediately called Candy. He questioned if I had done anything to make you unhappy. If there's anything offensive, you must tell me. Don't hold grudges. Why did you write me to be so despicable? Not only setting up obstacles for you, but also arranging old men. Although I'm very jealous that Lung Rui got you, I would never harm you, and I would never fall for someone else. Lu Qi, after reading it, was very resentful. She kept mumbling that this should have been the original ending. After hanging up the phone, Lung Ziyue thought to himself, indeed, Kenny hates me a lot. But why? Lu Qi and I have the best ending in the book. Is this what they call a special form of revenge? While everyone was still discussing the book, Candy's concert arrived as scheduled. Its name was Goodbye for a Better Meeting. Below the stage, Lung Ziyue asked Lung Rui confusedly, why is she leaving the music industry? I don't know. You don't know either? I thought she was leaving for you. If not, I feel much better. Just as he breathed a sigh of relief, he suddenly noticed that Lung Rui was different from usual. Then he curiously asked, Lung Rui, what's wrong with you? What's the matter? Unexpectedly, the other party directly said, I plan to propose to her. But while saying this, he was also feeling guilty. But what am I hesitating about now? Am I afraid of pushing her away in public at the wedding? Perhaps I can wait a bit longer. While struggling with these thoughts, he suddenly noticed that Candy's face on stage was very pale. At this moment, Candy was already at her limit. She suppressed her trembling body, constantly encouraging herself. Last song, hang in there, Candy. Hang in there, Candy. At that moment, he seemed to see the original plot. Candy's soul floated towards him. Then he held her cheeks and said affectionately, "Thank you." Soon, the audience below also noticed Candy's abnormality. "What's wrong with Guagua? Why is her face so pale? Is this a program effect?" At this moment, Lung Rue couldn't sit still anymore. He quickly rushed onto the stage to Candy's side to check on her. At this time, Candy was breathing heavily, indicating that she was fine, just a bit tired. Lung Rue didn't think much of it and breathed a sigh of relief. Then he took the microphone and told the audience, "My wife is tired. I'll take her to rest first." This warm gesture immediately touched the audience and gained their strong support. Afterwards, Lung Rue wanted to help Candy off the stage, but the hand he reached out was eventually withdrawn. He didn't want to be like this either, but his body was unusually stiff, as if out of control. However, it was this moment of indecision that Candy no longer had time to wait for him. She fell straight backwards. At that moment, Lung Rue's instinctive reaction was to catch her and hold her in his arms. There was no mention of germophobia. He called out Candy's name like a madman, but all he got in return was a trace of blood at the corner of her mouth. Seeing this, Lung Rue reacted quickly. The only thought in his mind now was to go to the hospital immediately. Arriving at the hospital, after diagnosis, they were told by the doctor, "We've done our best. Miss Tang's cancer cells have spread throughout her body. We can't save her." Upon hearing this, Lung Rue showed a shocked expression, then began to go crazy. "Cancer cells have spread throughout her body? She didn't have cancer at all. I personally accompanied her to the hospital for a checkup 3 days ago." As he spoke, he threw a piece of paper in the doctor's face. "Look at this yourself. Isn't this the report issued by your hospital?" "I'm sorry, Mr. Lung. This is indeed the report given by our hospital. However, Miss Tang's situation is quite special. In medical terms, this is a very rare type of hidden cancer cells. Even medical instruments can't detect it. Mr. Lung, if you want to understand the specific cause of Miss Tang's death, why don't we do an autopsy to research it?" Lung Rue took Candy's body away that day. From the hospital to the Lung family's old house, he placed Candy in a crystal coffin he had made long ago. Then he lay down in it himself. At this time, Lung Ziyue came over. "When she was alive, you wouldn't touch her at all. Now that she's dead, you hold her tightly. I never thought you were this kind of person. Were you so hung up on the fact that she was once my girlfriend? You like clean women. Why don't you go find someone else?" Faced with this questioning, Lung Rue didn't respond. Lung Ziyue also sighed helplessly and left. 3 days passed like this. Lung Rue kept holding Candy in the crystal coffin. On this day, Lung Ziyue came to see him again. At this moment, Lung Ziyue felt no sense of revenge at all. He deeply regretted. If time could turn back, on the day Lu Qi returned, he definitely wouldn't have fallen for her. He would have held Candy's hand tightly and said to her, "Xiao Guo, let's spend the rest of our lives together." But there's no medicine for regret in this world. He crouched on the ground, sobbing uncontrollably, constantly mumbling, "I'm sorry, Xiao Guo." After venting, he stood up and told Lung Rue, "Actually, nothing happened between Xiao Guo and me. We were completely innocent. It was all because I was jealous of you and didn't want her by your side." Hearing this, Lung Rue was shocked. However, at this moment, Lu Qi suddenly burst in through the door. Apparently, she had heard everything just now. At this point, Lung Rue was also tired of seeing the two of them. He directly instructed the butler to hand Lung Ziyue a document. After looking at the contents, Lung Ziyue showed a shocked expression, then looked at Lu Qi beside him. "So it was you who framed Xiao Guo all along. Lu Qi, let's get a divorce." Hearing this, Lu Qi was terrified. She started explaining frantically, "I just liked you too much. Really, I was just afraid she would take you away. Besides, I didn't succeed, did I?" Hearing this, Lung Rue's face immediately darkened. "Enough!" She said she wanted you to grow old together. How can you get divorced? Afterwards, Lung Ziyue and Lu Qi were confined to a small island, living a primitive life. The two never separated again. Lung Rue would sleep with Candy in the crystal coffin every day until he died. At this time, Candy's soul woke up in a space. The system told her, "Host, that world has collapsed again." The book he wrote later had 3 modified versions. In Lung Rue's version, the ending is that he found Candy and wholeheartedly protected her, overcoming all obstacles for her. He successfully made Candy famous worldwide. In Chen Yuexing's book, it was written that after Candy and Lung Ziyue broke up, Chen Yuexing appeared and took Candy away. Through their repeated collaborations, sparks of love flew. He strongly supported Candy, successfully bringing her to the world stage. The ending is that they got married and lived happily ever after. Finally, in Lung Ziu's adaptation, he wrote that although Lu Qi came back, he realized he had long fallen in love with Candy. So he didn't break up with Candy, but instead got engaged to her early. After marriage, as a good husband, he helped Candy realize her dreams. The ending was still beautiful and happy. Hearing all this, Candy suddenly said, "Boring." Next world. The system was helpless. The host was becoming more and more willful. It wondered if the next world would collapse. Soon they arrived at a new script. In this world, the male lead was Lin Yiqi. The female lead was called Gu Qingqing. And Candy was born as the little princess of the Tang family. When Candy was 3 years old, the Tang couple adopted 8-year-old Tang Zheng and wanted him to become Candy's husband. Tang Zheng didn't want to be a pawn son-in-law, so he used a scheme to make Candy fall in love with the male lead Lin Yiqi. Lin Yiqi, of course, didn't want to marry Candy because he had someone he liked. But the crisis facing Lin Ming forced him to compromise. Tang Shi's forceful pressure, plus Candy clinging to him every day, made him feel annoyed. He began to hate the Tang family. Although he was forced to marry Candy, he only treated her as a decoration. Lin Yiqi took advantage of Candy's love to constantly devour Tang Corporation. Soon Tang Corporation went bankrupt. Lin Yiqi, in order to be with Gu Qingqing, proposed divorce. Later, the Tang family accidentally found out that the bankruptcy was Lin Yiqi's plot. Candy's father died of anger because of this. Not long after, Candy's mother also passed away. Candy, who lost her family, went crazy. She almost hurt the male and female leads with a knife. In the end, Candy was sent to a mental hospital by Lin Yiqi. In an accident, she was killed by a patient in the mental hospital. This was the tragic life of the original host. She was really just a cannon fodder. But falling in love with the wrong person led to the destruction of the Tang family. At this time, Candy curiously asked the system about Tang Zheng. Tang Zheng went abroad after Candy's marriage. When he returned to the country, he saw Candy's corpse. Remembering the Tang family's kindness in raising him, he confronted Lin Yiqi. Then he was also smoothly disposed of as cannon fodder. Hearing this, Candy snorted coldly. I thought Tang Zheng carefully designed his sister to like someone else and would eventually become the big boss. I didn't expect he was also cannon fodder. At this time, the system added, actually Lin Yiqi and Gu Qingqing were badly hurt by Tang Zheng. Gu Qingqing lost her ability to have children, and Lin Yiqi's leg was broken. After learning this, Candy also praised, well, he did have some skills. At this point, the system began to worry about the host. Can you secretly tell me what you're planning? My plan has always been just one thing, to live well. Soon after Candy familiarized herself with the script, she entered the plot. She arrived at the party where Tang Zheng was scheming against Candy. At this time, Candy was staring at Lin Yiqi. Tang Zheng noticed and asked, Little Gua, do you like him? That's Lin Yiqi, the only son of the Lin family. Little Gua has good taste. However, just when Tang Zheng thought his plot had succeeded, Candy suddenly called him brother. This startled Tang Zheng. He thought to himself, the way she calls me today is a bit different. At this time, Candy pretended to be drunk. Brother, I'm feeling a bit dizzy. I want to rest for a while. Will you accompany me? Before Tang Zheng could respond, Candy suddenly fell into his arms. At this moment, Lin Yiqi noticed the commotion and turned to walk over. Do you need help? Miss Tang seems to be drunk. When he came closer, he was truly surprised. He thought to himself, how come I didn't notice before that Candy was so beautiful? However, faced with this concern, Tang Zheng actually spoke up to refuse. Then he took Candy back to her room alone. But in his heart, he kept wondering, when I was taken out of the orphanage, Tang Liqing told me that I must become the Tang family's son-in-law in the future. But I don't want to be a pawn for others to manipulate. Today's goal was to make Candy fall in love with Lin Yiqi. But just now is a good opportunity. Why did I refuse? However, at this moment, Candy suddenly sat up from the bed. Brother, I want some water. In no time, Tang Zheng brought over a glass of water. When Candy took it, she deliberately touched his finger. This sudden stimulation made Tang Zheng instinctively pull his hand back. The glass fell to the ground with a thud. Candy pretended to look guilty. Brother, I didn't catch it. Now I have no water to drink. At this moment, Tang Zheng felt his body unusually hot. He took the opportunity to pour another glass and escaped, thinking that Little Guo was really different now. After bringing the water again, Tang Zheng's mood calmed down. He told Candy, you drink it yourself. I'll go get your dress for you. You rest for a while first. Candy seemed very happy with his care. Okay, brother, I'll wait for you to come back. After Tang Jung left, the system appeared. Host, what earth-shattering thing are you planning to do in this world? You know, in the last world, because of your death, your fans all over the world couldn't accept it and couldn't recover for decades. Hearing this, Candy felt relieved. That's good. He should be satisfied, making so many people sad for him. The system felt very awkward hearing this. Host, give me a straight answer. What's your plan? Before Candy could reply, Tang Jung brought the dress over. Candy excitedly took it and turned to go to the changing room. While Tang Jung was waiting, Candy's voice came from inside. Brother, I can't pull up the zipper. Each brother made Tang Jung dizzy, giving him no reason to refuse Candy's request for help. When he came to the changing room, Tang Jung saw Candy's fair skin and swallowed. Then, with a nervous heart, he carefully pulled up the zipper for her. However, one wave hadn't settled when another arose. After finishing, Candy suddenly turned and linked her arm with his. Brother, let's go out. Tang Jung didn't refuse this, so the two appeared in front of the public. At this time, Lin Ichi suddenly walked over, politely showing concern. After a brief conversation, Lin Ichi felt something different about Candy. He didn't expect her to be such an innocent girl. It wasn't unpleasant. Anyway, he had already promised his family to get close to her. Might as well start now. Thinking this, he suddenly reached out his hand, wanting to invite Candy to dance. Candy didn't reply directly. Instead, she looked at Tang Jung. Brother, should I dance with him? I don't know how to deal with this.